Alright, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping to get out to the shop, or the garage, I guess, later tonight to get this project on the CNC, but I thought I would go over the toolpaths quickly and what I've got set up. So in this video and for this project, I'm using MillMage's MillMage Pro version 9 RC1. So they do have a release candidate of their new Pro version available. So I believe the deal is if you're already a licensed MillMage customer, you can get access to the Pro. I believe they also still offer a 30-day trial, but I'm not entirely sure. But for this carve, that's what I'm using. So I've got a few different tool paths set up. First, I'm going to run a quick outline with a point roundover cutter to give a nice round profile on the inside and outside edge. I'm then going to use a bull bit, tray and bull bit, to hog out the inside here of the tray. I've got a 60-degree V-bit for the logo. So in this case, I'm testing out the new Pro feature that allows for stop depth V-carves. So, or flat bottom V-carves is also what they're called. So I'm going to use the same bit on two different cuts. This will be deep into the bottom of the tray, and this will be more surface level on the piece of wood. Hopefully the piece of wood, I've had it for a while. I've been meaning to do something with it. It's a bit of an odd shape and it's not in the most amazing condition, but I do have it flattened and ready to go. So hopefully it works out well. As long as I line things up right, it should be okay. And then I've got two cutout tool paths. I've got a roughing cutout tool path and then a finishing path. So I'm going to rough it out using a 1/4 inch end mill, doing a 3 millimeter step down, and I've got tabs set up on that, and then a full depth finishing pass where I clean up the edge. So on this one, I've got the stock to leave at 1.1 millimeters, and then you can see on the last one, I'm taking that off. So when I run the preview, what I should end up with is that as a tool, or that as a finished product. So I think the only change I'm going to do is I currently have it set up so that it's not cutting all the way to the end. I think I am going to slide the project over a little bit just because this side of the stock is pretty messed up and pretty rough. So I think I'd like to err on the side of caution and push it as far this way as I can. But otherwise, like I said, I will hopefully get out and get this on the machine later tonight. All right, so I did end up making it out to the shop. I've got bits loaded up. So as mentioned, I've got a center point roundover bit from Speed Tools. That's in slot 6. I've got a Speed Tool 60-degree V-bit. Bowl and tray bit. And then a 1/4 inch upcut bit. So those are the ones we'll be using. I've got the job loaded up in NC Sender and it looks good. Got one warning. I think I know what it is, but I'm gonna leave that for now. But yeah, I think otherwise I should be good to get going. I'm just gonna set my X, Y, and Z for the project. And I guess I should load up bit 6 is what we're going to start with. I'm just going to move the dust boot out of the way while I load a bit and get the initial TLS. It thinks it has bit 4 in. It doesn't, but that's fine.
sure why the delay there. I think I added a spindle delay. I'll have to check that. But yeah. All right, so let's go set our XY 0 point. Unfortunately, the Y is a little trickier here. Just because the piece of wood is such a weird shape. Okay, so that's Y0. Okay. And now we can probe for Z. All right. So we'll probe for Z. Sorry. I just realized I was playing with a different probe, so I have to reconfirm this one. Why? Okay. All right, so got that probed. I was playing with a different dust boot, so I'm not quite sure how this is gonna work, but we'll see. And do I want this on? No. You know what? It's gonna be messy, but I think I kind of want to see what's going on, and I think it'll be more interesting if you can too. So I'm gonna switch over to time lapse, and we'll get this going. All right, so that generated a lot of sawdust. I obviously didn't run the dust boot. I wanted to be able to see some of the carve and stuff. But yeah, I was expecting it to maybe suck up a little bit more dust. I might have to come up with maybe a half boot design to run with the video that might collect some more dust. Anyway, something for project for another day. Let's get the gantry out of the way. I still got to set up my park location. There's always a few things on the to-do list. Okay, so yes, that made a heck of a mess. But let's see how it all turned out. The machine ran well. All the bits changes were successfully completed. I didn't have to intervene, so that was really good. Just gonna vacuum, and I'll be back in 1 minute. So I've got that all cleaned up. Overall, it turned out pretty well. The vcarve worked well. I did use an upcut bit. I did use an upcut bit for the outside profile, and it did leave, as kind of expected, it did leave a few marks. There's the tabs. That was fun. Worked well. Okay. I did have some double-sided tape on there just to make sure that it didn't move. So between the tabs and the double-sided tape, everything seems to have stuck well. So I started using these longer skinny tabs. So they're 20 millimeters wide by 2.5 millimeters tall. The thing I like about that is when I use my roundover bit on the bottom, it catches them and cleans off the tabs nicely. If I go higher than that, then I have to put a pretty big roundover to get rid of it. So if I go with shallow but longer tabs, it seems to hold the projects well, but also allows me to clean it up easy with the router table. All right, so you can see I've got a few fuzzies on this top edge. Again, that's most likely from the upcut bit. A little bit of sanding required, but otherwise I'm very happy with how that turned out. So I'll get that cleaned up, and I'll probably have a final shot here shortly. Alright, so I've got the project all sanded up, and I did put just a clear coat on it for now. If you haven't tried these out, these are just the Diablo sanding blocks, and they work great. They've got a few different profiles to them. So they've got a radiused edge, a straight edge, a little detail corner, and then just a nice flat side. So they work really good for cleaning up projects and stuff, as well as for some of the finer letters and stuff. There was just a couple fuzzies, and I find these little nylon, I think they're technically like fruit or potato scrubbers, but they just have nylon bristles on them so they don't mark up projects, and they work really, really well. And then a good stiff toothbrush can also be useful. I used it for a couple of the small letters, but mostly it was just this and then a little bit of the sanding block. I was able to get most of the edge, just the little bit of a goof when I used the radius bit, and I'll have to just, like I said, play with that transition from round to straight edge, but I was able to sand that lip out pretty well, and I'll, like I said, keep playing with that bit to get a better finish. But overall, I think it worked really well. The vcarve looks great. The bottom finish is quite good. Needed very minimal sanding. Little tricky to get into some of those areas, but that's a wrap for this one. So the question is, do I fill the letters and the emblem in with an epoxy or something else, or do I just leave it natural wood? So feel free to comment down below what I should do, but otherwise, done with this one. Thanks for watching.